They all had their upsides. They all had their downsides. Josh Allen looked like Josh Allen. To me, he looked, out of the pocket. He just makes too many mistakes. Holds on to the ball too long.
One throw late,
horrible.
right in the middle of the field.
I mean, Baker Mayfield made a bad late throw as well. You know what? Since Sam Darnold, the first opening pick 6, and then he played well, and you thought, wow, man, let's keep an eye. He's been a rookie. I mean, he's been what we've expected. All of them have. They're all rookies. You can see the bright side of all of them. I really can, because we went into last year, their last college season, think, wow, this is going to be great. And then we all saw kind of their missteps, and we weren't sure, but they still went high in the draft. I still think, Mike, they're going to be – I still say Josh Rosen's going to be the best one. He throws the best ball, in my opinion, without question.
Let's start there. Because this was his first start. I mean, he got thrown into that last game with 2 minutes. Hey, go win this one for us, which was ridiculous. So this was Rosen's first start to finish, where we saw him in extended dance play action. What did we think of what we saw?
To me, Josh Rosen, I think, like Baker Mayfield, like Sam Darnold, has command of the offense. Making the checks, moving the O-line where it needs to go, spreading the ball around, had a few drops. I mean, when you got a rookie quarterback, receivers, you got to help the guy out a little bit more. But I thought, like most of these rookies, he has command of the offense, and I see a good future.
I think the best things about Josh Rosen are still, and this is pre-draft, the way he moves around in the pocket. And I thought most encouraging, the recognition early on, wear out your star. Larry Fitzgerald is your lone star on that offense, outside of David Johnson, who they finally started getting more. I heard yesterday through the first 3 games, David Johnson hadn't had more than 20 touches in a game.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
More than 20, not carries, touches, which is insane. So that's something they need to remedy for this. But you've got a pretty solid defense on the other side of that ball there, so he's going to be able to benefit from there. But it was more of what we saw from Josh Rosen in college, which is him getting beat up occasionally, but for the most part, moving around well in the pocket.
Puts the ball on the mark as well. Missed a wide open Christian Kirk in the end zone at one point. But I like what I saw there. I like what I saw out of Baker Mayfield. He did have 4 turnovers in this one. You may want to lay 2 on him.
Yeah.
Maybe 2, maybe 3.
Well, the one was a pick 6, was a tip ball that was a little behind him and went the other way. It wasn't like he threw it to the guy, but still, it wasn't on spot. The thing that I like most about Rosen is what we're talking about with Baker Mayfield. He didn't turn the ball over.
Right.
Rosen did not. And all you want, if you're a rookie quarterback, don't be the reason we lose, right? And Josh Rosen wasn't the reason that the Cardinals lost that game,
right?
In my opinion.
I agree with that. And I thought Baker, listen, they put up 42 points. Turn the ball over. That's the one thing, as you said, don't turn the ball over. So he certainly made, but you're going to get that out of all these guys. Though Sam Darnold didn't turn the ball over. Sam Darnold spread the ball around, I think, really, really well. Quite honestly, the team's just not very good around Sam Darnold.
Well, and I think that's it also, is kind of understanding each one's relative position in this. Baker's gone in and asked to do more right off the bat just because of the position of that franchise and the understanding he's got more to work with than them. And so in that offense, one that was so stagnant in the first couple of weeks, one that just put up 41 points.
Yeah.
Like, we can say all that. He was a part of a 41-point effort, 42-point effort for that offense. And so he's going out there and he's taking chances, and they're paying off to the tune of a lot of point output, much more than we saw in the first couple of weeks. So some of those mistakes, turnover-wise, I'm willing to live with, because it's not this wanton disregard. It's not drawing it up in the dirt and screwing it up. It's a guy who's still working well within the offense.
Well, if the brightest spot for me for Baker is the big play is there. I mean, Josh Rosen averaged 6.7 per attempt. Sam Darnold under 5, 4.9 per attempt. And what you saw out of Baker, well over 7 per attempt. So the point being there, it seems like Baker is farther along in his progression, and the big playability is there with Baker more than any of those other quarterbacks. Right?
Yeah, I think so as well. The problem is, and they did put up 42, but he had the turnovers against Oakland.
Yeah.
It's not a very good team. Now they're playing Baltimore next week. That's a much better defense that he's going to be playing against.
Well, and I will say this, if we're going to look for a place to assign blame, your rookie quarterback in Cleveland was part of an offense that put up 42 points.
Yeah.
Your defense that we've all been lauding gave up 45 to the Raiders.
Correct. That's exactly right. And then quickly with Josh Allen, listen, dude just hangs onto the ball way too long.
Incomplete.
Sacked 7 times. I mean, just has to learn to get rid of the ball. And outside the pocket, you just kind of hold your breath because you're just not sure what you're going to get. But that's exactly what we said about these rookie quarterbacks. He was the one least ready to get out there and play. So he may have the biggest learning curve of all of them.
Least ready on the worst team is usually a bad combination.
Yeah, it's a bad combination. You just have to live through the growing pains there.